Restaurant, look up at the ceiling.
Yeah. Well.
All right, well, I'm not gonna go over this room too terribly long because let's face it, the cafeteria, this is where they eat food. Y'all wanna hear the good stuff. But I'm only gonna talk for a couple minutes and I'm actually gonna let y'all just walk around in here and take a look around. Now, the V-shaped window.
So this over here, this is where the guards would sit, watch over, one of the guards, and over there, that way, behind this wall, was where the guards on duty would sit. Right through there. There's still chairs here too. I don't know if I've ever actually walked through this way. But the artwork is so beautiful. Now there's a story about someone that was one of the inmates where they murdered this person. And they had written her name under an angel's wings. And that's on the other side. Sorry. Of this one. Oh, we were here last year. Right there. Wow. So I think this would be all, or you can actually have this room to yourself, but during the daytime tour, you don't really get that. This is more of the kitchen area. And more of the other area too.
Now, it is raining right now.
going over the scary trip.
There's yawning. And that's where we went to last time, too, so. That's where the old cafeteria is.
I've got the high ground, David.
This is near the rec area. That's infirmary. And this will be both on the NC Explorers Dark Side and the NC Explorers.
Alright guys, you don't want to kind of bunch in over here. We don't have to, I mean there's plenty of room to hang out. Alright, so what we're looking at right here, this is all the north yard. All of this used to be grass. Now what we're standing under is the tallest part of the prison. This is all the administration building. There are 4 stories, the kind of windows, because that's a 2-story house. Up until the 1950s, every warden was required by the state for him, his children, and wife to live in this building. A lot of times you'd have the children inmates coming out here and mingling with the inmates right in there, or the children, not the children inmates, but the warden's kids would actually come out here and ride tricycles with the inmates. Some of the wardens actually told a couple of their inmate trustees to take their kids off property to go to church and then bring them back. Yeah, a lot has changed since then. The blue building right there, that is the Industries building. That was built in '72 for the new all inmates to go to work. They made braille for the blind and state issue license plates. We do have a yellow license plate in the museum, and it's yellow for a reason. That's because it's called a pee plate. Inmates who were making the license plate started peeing in the paint. Yeah, they in their urine would make the license plates no good. Crack them, peel them, stain them. Well, when bad plates get returned, they got to make new ones. So job security and more money. Because they got paid per plate. Well, essentially, in the end, a lot of West Virginians were riding around with pee plates on the back of their car and didn't even know it. Now we just use this building for events. We had a flea market yesterday. We had a Tri-County Exotic Animal Expo and an Oddity Expo as well. We also have Paracon coming in next month, which is basically Comic-Con but for paranormal activity. Yeah, you can actually purchase your tickets online on our website, so if anybody's interested in that. Well, we also host princess tea parties, birthday parties, baby showers. Well, we also host weddings. Yeah, a lot of people want to get married here. I just tell people what better way to start your life than get married here in prison. The whole ball and chain, everything.
You get many former inmates on your tour?
Yeah, I actually had an inmate who was housed here for 10 years on one of my tours. Yeah. Y'all will see the white paint around the bottom parts of the walls. It's going all the way around. That's actually for the inmates because they tried to use the walls to blend in when they tried to escape. They wore straight khaki instead of orange or black and white stripes. Well, we've had 500 escapes happen here. We managed to get all but 2 back, so something good, right? Now, here's how 3 inmates were able to escape. There used to be a greenhouse right over there underneath the sniper tower. 3 inmates were in charge of it. Well, one of them asked the warden if they could call off the guards because they're breathing down their necks. Well, that warden actually called off the guards and left those 3 inmates unattended for a long time. Enough time where they could actually dig an 8-foot deep hole in the center of the greenhouse and the tunnel leading underground all the way to the outside of the walls. Well, this tunnel was actually tall enough to where we could walk through it. They had a system of lights and exhaust fans throughout the entire tunnel. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, what in the world did they do to hide all that dirt? If y'all seen The Great Escape, they kind of just shook it out their pant leg there. They also had a bunch of flower pots that they would put the escape dirt in there and plant flowers and give to the warden, the staff members, the officers, and people in the town.
Where is this area? We used to have this up before.
First 4 cells that I was talking about are right down here. Anybody wants to go check them out this way? 4 main gang members. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to have everybody kind of hang out right here, and then I'm just going to go over these cells real quick and let y'all check them out.
I know one of the, I think, isn't that one the one that was Castle Rock film?
Yep.
So I remember last time.
Oh, yeah. Way down through that door right there, the first one by the wall.
Actually, last time that I was in there, I felt like I heard sounds and stuff in it. So I was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and talk for a couple minutes, and then we're going to kind of head back to that.
This is where we were last time. I thought I heard something.
All right, what I'm going to do is, since y'all are still looking at those cells, I'm just going to talk a little bit louder. That way y'all can look and listen at the same time. That goes for anybody else down through here. Now, this is just North Hall. This was the first set of cells ever built. It's 4 tiers tall on each side. So there's 160 cells in this one room. Well, when this was general population, we didn't have enough room for all these inmates, so we had to cram them in each cell. These cells are 5 by 7, and we didn't have anywhere else to put them, so we just put 3 inmates per cell. You had a top bunk, a bottom bunk, and the third one, or the weak one of the cell, has to sleep in the floor. Now, these 4 cells right here only house 1 person, and that would be worst of the worst. That's why if you killed enough people, or you were bad enough, you got your own cell and your own shower. Now, this North Hall section was nicknamed Blood Alley from all the murders and suicides that happened in here. It was so popular that you could actually be housed in San Quentin in California. You tell one of them inmates, yeah, I got a brother that's housed in Blood Alley, they know exactly which prison you're talking about. That's how violent we were. Now, you'll notice this chained-in area where we were just walking through, all of this was original, and this was for the officers doing the feedings. They had to be in full riot gear because of how dangerous these guys were. Well, you'll also notice these out the top 2 tiers are chain link. They used to not be. Well, the reason why they had to put chain link up there is because you'll notice the ceiling fans, they're pretty dusty, right? Well, that's not dust, that is soot from the fires that the inmates started in here. They would actually set stuff on fire and throw it off the top tier to try to break through this fence to get to the officer. So you'll also check out a couple different spots that are bitten down a little bit more than others. That's because they would light other inmates on fire and throw them off the top tier. That's why the officer had to be in full riot gear. And he also had to be unarmed because when he did the feedings, these inmates would try to stab you. Well, one inmate was actually successful. One officer was walking down through here and got his face too close to the bean hole, and the inmate had stashed away a broomstick. Well, when the inmate saw the officer's face, he ran that broomstick straight through the bean hole and caught the officer in the mouth, breaking out all of his front teeth. Like I said, these officers only got paid $8 an hour to deal with all of this. Now, they're making weapons using the inside of their doors. The metal plates on the inside of the doors here, you'll notice pieces are missing off of them. That's because the inmates were using 3 objects that the state was required to give them. Comet, the cleaning chemical to clean their cells, disposable razor, and dental floss. Well, what they'll do is they'll lather up the metal plates with Comet, since it is a corrosive chemical. They're going to take their disposable razor or dental floss and lightly score the metal, which means you just do it up and down very lightly. Eventually you're going to get scratch marks. You reapply the Comet, since it is corrosive, it's going to make them bigger. And eventually you keep repeating those steps, you can wiggle a piece of metal and break it clean off. And they also use their floor as a major whetstone to sharpen their shanks. That's why whenever y'all check these cells out, you'll notice scratch marks in the floor from the inmates. Now that y'all are looking at those, what we can do now is kind of just head this way.
So this is something I've never actually. Oh wow, this is so different. Oh, that's. Sorry about that.
It's